in trouble. Let's go to court. You're taking somebody to court.
Your BP is high. So you say that his BP is high, he can't make statement and can't.
I am in pain. I am in severe pain. I can't turn this neck anymore. If anything happens to me, the Inspector General of Police should be held accountable.
Over the years, political and economic corruption has become a rising phenomenon in Nigeria. There have been alarming and scandalous cases which have sparked massive outrage from Nigerians and the international community as well. Here are the dramatic performances of those accused of corruption and other criminal acts. Olisametu. Former Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Olisametu, who is accused of taking 400 million naira from the National Security Advisor in 2014, is facing trial, which has been greeted with an adjournment over his failing health. At the time, Metu collapsed in court. In 2018, Olisametu appeared in court on a stretcher, forcing the presiding judge to adjourn the case. Ayodele Fayose. After his tenure as governor of Ekiti State, he was arraigned in court by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for alleged money laundering and conspiracy to the tune of 2.2 billion naira. The case, on which judgment is yet to be delivered, was adjourned after the ex-governor sought the leave of the courts to travel to South Africa for medical treatment. Senator Dino Melaye. The senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District has been in the news for the right and wrong reasons, referring to his ordeal with the police. In 2018, he was accused to have killed a police officer and was also charged for attempted suicide. Senator Melaye appeared in court on a stretcher and in a wheelchair. Dino also claimed to be asthmatic and hospitalized while he was in police detention. Bello Aliru Muhammad. In 2016, former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Bello Haliru Muhammad, appeared at the Federal High Court, Abuja, in a wheelchair. The anti-graft agency had accused Haliru and his son of collecting money from the $2 billion arms deal supervised by the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. Major General Hakim Otiki. Former General Officer Commanding 8th Division Hakim Otiki was court-martialed over the alleged missing sum of 400 million naira, which was said to have been transported from Sokoto to Deji in Kaduna State. The army officer was transported to court in an ambulance and appeared in court in a wheelchair. Brigadier General Paul Boro retired. Boro served as a special advisor to President Buhari on Niger Delta and coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program between May 2015 and March 2018. He was fired by President Buhari and arraigned in court by the EFCC alongside Anafi Moriki on a 9-count charge of theft and criminal breach of trust to the tune of 974,768,466 naira and $1,914,000. He appeared in court in a neck brace. Orji Uzokalu. The anti-graft agency EFCC arraigned former governor of Abia State, Orji Uzokalu, and his then commissioner of finance, Ude Jones Udeogu and Company, Slok Nigeria Limited, on an amended 39-count charge of fraud. Counsel to Kano said that Kalu was away in Germany for medical treatment and was advised by his doctors to remain in Germany to recuperate from surgery. Diezani Alison Madueke. A few months after the tenure of former President Goodluck Jonathan, pictures of embattled ex-Minister of Petroleum Diezani Alison Madueke flooded the internet. That she was diagnosed with cancer. Diezani's lawyer revealed that she had to undergo mammary gland treatment in the UK. The EFCC under the administration of President Buhari accused Madueke of money laundering and other corrupt practices with calls for her to be extradited. The ever-bubbling and beautiful former petroleum minister appears to be a shadow of herself as proof of a medical condition. Justice Rita Ajimogbobia. The EFCC had provided an 18-count charge against Justice Ophelia Ajimogbobia, bordering on perversion of the course of justice, grafts, unlawful enrichment, false information and forgery. She pleaded not guilty to the charges. However, she appeared in court with a bandage on her leg. Femi Fani-Kayode. The former Minister of Aviation alongside Nenadi Usman is facing a 17-count charge of money laundering, conspiracy, unlawful retention of proceeds amounting to 4.6 billion naira. Fani Kayode was the director of publicity of former President Goodluck Jonathan's re-election campaign organization. At the hearing of the case, counsel to Fani Kayode told the court that his client failed to appear in court because he had been diagnosed and hospitalized with a heart-related ailment. The explanation for absence brought laughter in the courtroom of the Lagos Division of the Federal High Courts. Kingsley Kuku, the former presidential advisor to ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, was alleged to have stolen billions of state funds earmarked for the presidential amnesty program. He was then said to have fled Nigeria to the United States of America after he was invited by the EFCC for questioning. His lawyer told the court that his client did not flee from prosecution but was on a medical leave to the US for surgery. Pictures of Kuku on a stretcher being carried into an ambulance and another of him on crutches with his right leg cast in plaster of Paris was shared on social media. It appears that high-profile Nigeria's political and public office holders become sick as soon as they are charged with corruption.
I am in severe pain. I can't turn this neck anymore. If anything happens to me, the Inspector General of Police to be held accountable.
Roots.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are joining for the first time, I beg make una click. Make una smash the like button. Bam! And just subscribe. It no cost you nothing. And send am to someone, make you see. See this country called Nigeria. I call Nigeria, I call that country. No be say they demarket my country. But wetin go fit let everybody know say we are Nigerians. Make we know they see mess all over the world where we dey see. See as dem dey demolish Nigerian property in Ghana just because of they know up to 5% where then they destroy that country with the blessings of God on that country. With the kind of human being we God put in that country, with the kind of knowledgeable and respectable people where they got put up in that country, immediately when they enter into that house, they become mumu. Immediately they go become mumu. You go the one that waiting now, when they get to the governor, they become mumu. When they get to Senate, they become mumu. House of Representatives, they become mumu. When they get to if ordinary councillor, they become mumu. If I just come say mumu no be say mumu we don't know what you want to. Mumu way their head, they don't put them for under their slippers. They know say this thing is supposed to bring down the constitution. See 1999 constitution, see what in turn Kwam see what in turn and Kiru Kwam one here. Kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ojú yọbọ kó máa pè ẹ́ lórí aago kó máa sọ ó sí ẹ president ìlú olórin alágbe ó wá lọ ń ṣe gèrègèrè lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó mú ògógóró ẹ̀ yìí tó bá jẹ́ pé apá plane ní ti bẹ́ orí ẹ̀ eléyìí tá à ń sọ ìlà ṣé àwọn ọmọbìnrin tó ń wa kíní ló yẹ kẹ́ suspend ni àárín yẹn ò yé mi. Nínú constitution Nigeria 1999 ìdí tí mo fi sọ pé constitution yìí kò ń ṣe òun ìṣòro wa. Constitution yẹn sọ pé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ṣerú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ọdún méjì ni ló yẹ kó ṣẹ̀wọ̀n. Ó dẹ̀ lọ sílé ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ freely. Kò ẹ lè suspend àwọn ọmọ tó mọ̀ ẹ́ pé time mi ò rírú ẹ̀ lágbàáyé kò sí no place in the whole world where that kind of thing happen. Make you go stand in the front of aircraft. I never see that kind of thing in my life. I never see. And in the comment section, if you don't see where human being No be police, yo. No be army. No be air force, yo. No be nothing, no. Just ordinary alagbe where they sing. He go tanda in the front of aircraft. Where people there, if you know say you get money, why can't you buy your own jet? Eh? Nowhere where they travel in my life, where they go allow you to carry a liquid, except you say you have a medical show for it. Say this thing, no, but you they carry alcohol. They know, say na flash or whatever they call it. They pour alcohol inside, maybe a kuguru whatever. So they spray them to the face of the crew. Here in the United States of America, no job. If you say you be agbale oja here, they will respect you. You big men, when you call yourself elite, una don't destroy the country. The time go come, say, now you only go they live in that country. Now you only, now then you don't turn that country to yeah. That country, don't spoil them. Kò síbi tó rìn sí tó rìn sọ́tún àwọn gbéwìrì tó rìn sósì àwọn agbèrò tó rìn síwájú àwọn ọmọ àsùnta tó bá tún lọ tó fẹ́ lọ sóko àwọn fúlàní ò jẹ́ kó mí kó tún lọ sí airport wọn ò jẹ́ kó mí. It is the second time in this year eléyìí tó pera ní senate àkèwọ́jì eléyìí tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé òun ló ń jà ń gbà yẹn is the voice of the people wetin be him name. This former labor leader, they do the thing for airport, international disgrace. In the office today, they call the table, they do yeah. Now your country, they say this thing they happen. Who be that? They say a musician. Eh? Now they do. They go stand up for in the front of aircraft. I know if he talk, I don't know what I go talk. I can't tell them say. He don't smoke igbo. Say now a problem with that. When your papa born now, they know say if you don't smoke, so the thing go enter in brain. And I don't tell him, doctor, don't tell him, say make you know they drink that kind of thing, make you know they drink, listen. International disgrace. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, òjútó your body over. Tó o bá gbé kwangwam tó lọ tì mọ́lé kó fojú gbóná ìfín. Ẹ máa rí nǹkan tí ìlú yẹn máa dà torí tó bá ṣe lè tó ṣe tó jẹ lọ fúlàní nígbà tó bá dé ìgbà ayé buhari táǹkẹ́ tí tó bá dìgbà títí yín tó bá dìgbà tí yorùbá tẹ́ ẹ bá ṣe tí ò tọ́ káwa dákẹ́ láéláé mo tàka ìbànújẹ́ dànù. Ìgbà ayé buhari wọn kọ ní this same airport màálù a máa lọ ní airport báyìí gbogbo àwọn yẹn aṣọ akéké ń gbà yẹn màálù kí ni kó àwọn àfi yàtọ̀ sí màálù tó ń yàgbẹ́ sí airport tó ń dáná ní airport irú ìlú wo lélẹ̀ torí ọlọ́run ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká fẹ̀lẹ̀ padà ká lọ ṣe tó tọ́ ká padà sí regional government ká lè develop kórí burúkú yìí má bá wa mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn bàbá yẹn ṣe fún yín ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jó lóṣèlú báyìí and that is why I was reading an article wey say a strong generation they always produce the weak and bad generation. The generation of Baba Oluwo dem. See wetin dem produce. Una no have shame. Shame no dey catch una. Shame. Single shame. Instead of Egbon to listen to your friends. Wey una fight together. In the day of struggling for this democracy, Egbon, devolve the power. Devolve.
I put you in a rather difficult situation. Perhaps not sure. What you, at this age, what you probably will imagine you'll be in. But it's going to be a very few minutes of feeling like that. Let's assume that you are President Olisa Agbakuba, President of Nigeria. Just for a moment, imagine it. And for all you have analyzed, President Olisa Agbakuba, what would you do to Nigeria today if you were the president?
The first thing I'll do is to dismantle the Constitution.
That's
the first thing I'll do. I'll dismantle the Constitution. I'll call in the elders social elders, religious elders, traditional elders, political elders, and say, I'm in trouble. Things are not working. What can we do? I'll have a frank conversation and say, I'd like to make Nigeria a place where everybody feels equal. And the only way I can do it is to take government to the roots. There are things I can't do that I see in the Constitution. I don't want to do them. So I would like to have a situation where I distribute power and pass a new constitution. And in fact, I see a model. I see the 1963 model. Can we have that so that the regions will have its space? MKO once told me when I visited him that one of the ways in which he had peace was he never allowed any wife to dominate. So if wife A wanted to cook okra soup for the kids, that's fine. Another one wants to cook amala, that is fine. But if you decide to have one central wife who says today is rice and beans, but most of the children don't want it, then there's a problem. So decentralization is the way to go.
Sadly, your reign as president is over. And unfortunately, I made you president in 1 minute, and you've told us what you will do. But now, do you think that the original president, President Bola Tinubu, has the President Bola Tinubu? 2 years are gone. Half of your constitutional mandate spent navigating the stormy waters of reform, resistance, and rising hardship. You came to office promising a renewed hope agenda, telling Nigerians that the pain would be temporary, like that of a childbirth, and that joy would follow. But 2 years in, the cries have grown perhaps louder, and many now wonder, when will the joy come? Inflation surged, food inflation went to an all-time height, transport costs were tripled, and the average Nigerian now spends more of their income just to eat, as if they are lucky. Petrol is hovering over 700 naira per liter, and electricity tariffs have risen even as supply is still very erratic. And yet, the Nigerian people, resilient, loyal, enduring, have held on. But holding on cannot be the national plan. You promised to lift millions out of poverty, create thousands of digital jobs in 24 months, and double power generation. These were not poetic aspirations. They were campaign commitments. Mr. President, time is not on your side. You have just 12 months before the political season begins to whisper again. If ever there was...
I remember, I don't forget, Sheon Okinbaloye, God will bless you for Nigeria. This guy, they try his own best. He talk him immediately where they swear Tinubu in. He talk him. I remember the video. He talk him on this channel. He tell him, talk him. After 2 years, this guy come back. Time goes fast. Boom, boom, boom. Egbon thing say, in still get time. You know get time, Egbon. You know get time, Egbon. Time no day. Now he talk say, political season started. Campaign don't start. And it's not yet time. So since where Egbon come now, politics. But my worry be say, who tell these people when they talk say na north you, na south you, now who tell una say una go see 2027? Who tell una? You dey use faith or you dey use babalawo or you dey use juju say you go see. Ọlọ́run ló mọ̀ láṣà. If anybody want to tell me that 4 years is not okay to change, that means that person na olórí burúkú ọmọ àlè. See Argentina, see the thing where they happen there. Argentina is almost collapse when this their president come. Turn things around just 2 years. Huh? Waiting now. You don't feel all of in that plane, bro. They don't turn that country to a Mugbo country. Eh? What do me pay ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń ṣe léyìí? Ah! Tell them more. You talk and say you don't believe in one Nigeria. You talk and you are the most prepared president. You are the first Democrat president that we can even say that okay, this is the way it comes. Now see what they put our face, they do shame all over the world. This thing not be rocket science. Una put load for the citizen on their head, light to you know, you go see. When we there for abroad, since morning I don't go now. Send money back home. Make them do small scale business. The thing don't collapse. Eh? The last one and then close today again. Where they tell me, what we go do? We try. You know, still they borrow money after subsidy removal. What thing then they do with the money? Waiting now. Kilo de tori along. Why? Huh? Ṣé SMFI náà kò dẹ̀ pẹ́ SMFI gan mọ́? Ṣé SMFI náà lẹ wà mọ́ yà kankankankan yìí bí ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ ò ní kú yìí? Waiting now, you these politicians, Akpabio and them, wait till take this thing easy now. Waiting now. Eh? I want my children lobby children. See, out of school children, millions of them. Eh? Àwọn ìran Nigerians ló ṣẹ̀yìn ni tẹ́ẹ̀lì dáríjì wọn nítorí kò yé mi. Àwọn gbogbo ọmọdé ń bí ilẹ̀ rí ẹwọ́ tí ọ̀gbẹ́ni tó kidney àìsàn burúkú ló dẹ̀ tó lo mọ́mọ́ yín gbogbo. Àwa náà mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ ń jìyà lábẹ́nú. Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ìró lọ́jọ́ kan kẹ́kẹ́ yíwà padà. Ilé òkè iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, ilé òkè iṣẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ àdúrà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá dẹ̀ kọ̀ tẹ́sọ́ pé ẹ̀ gbọ́. Ẹ má gbọ́.
Was a time to show the fruits of sacrifice. It is now. You are the president of both your lovers and your loudest critics. The hopefuls who sang your name at the polls and the skeptics who prayed you will fail. But leadership demands maturity of mind and empathy of heart. You now preside over a fractured but hopeful nation. Good people, bad politics, and an ugly economy. Nigeria today is at a historic inflection point. Mismanage these opportunities, sir, and we risk descending into a cycle of unrest, disillusionment, and regret. But if you rise, Mr. President, to the moment, and you could become a defining leader, one whose name is etched in gold as a man who brought Nigeria back from the brink, you must ignore sycophants who clap in darkness while citizens cry in daylight. Mr. President, please urgently surround yourself with thinkers, doers, and patriots, not just loyalists. Every day must count. Every decision must deliver value. Because when a nation suffers this deeply, there is no luxury of time or ego. No more excuses. President Bola Tinubu, we in the media, we will do our own part. We will question, probe, inform, and hold you accountable, not out of hostility, but out of duty. The opposition must also rise, not just to criticize, but to push this country forward. Civil society organization must now organize, awaken consciences, and be the voice of the voiceless. And our people must now stop being docile.
And that is where I want to tell each and every one of our mama, papa, stop, die in silence. TikTok, Wambe. Facebook, Wambe. Instagram, Wambe. Telegram, Wambe. YouTube, Wambe. Edman, Soro, Sita. Stop, die. You people, you they die small. Pariwo Sita. Any mama, any baba. Any more youth. Pariwo Sita. Ẹ̀gbọ́n ojú yọbọ ọmọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ìjọ ibi tó bá ti wọ bẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n gbàgbé everything ọpọlọ iye wọn á lọ. That is the problem. Ẹ pariwo má jẹ́ kẹ́nìkan ó pò mọ́ yín lẹ́nu.